Look at your hand for a second. Seriously. Look at it. You can see your fingers. You can move them. You can feel whatever you're touching. So obviously, your hand is real. Right? Well, here's the problem. You can't actually prove it. And if that sounds ridiculous, give me 5 minutes. Because by the end of this video, you might start questioning whether anything around you is as real as you think it is. Your room. Your body. The people around you. Maybe even this video. Think about how you experience the world. When you look at something, your eyes don't deliver reality directly to you. They receive light. Your brain processes those signals and turns them into color, depth, shape, and movement. Touch works the same way. Your skin detects pressure and temperature, sends electrical signals through your nervous system, and your brain turns those signals into the feeling of touch. Sound? Just vibrations in the air converted into electrical activity. So technically, you've never experienced the outside world directly. You've only experienced your brain's interpretation of it. And that's where things get weird. Because if your brain received the exact same signals from somewhere else, how would you know the difference? Think about the last realistic dream you had. Maybe you were running from something. Maybe you were talking to someone you haven't seen in years. Maybe you were standing somewhere that doesn't even exist. But while you were dreaming, it felt real. You weren't lying there thinking, obviously this is a simulation being generated by my sleeping brain. No. You accepted it. The people were real. The danger was real. The emotions were real. Until you woke up. And only then did you realize the entire world you just experienced had been created inside your mind. So here's the uncomfortable question. How do you know you haven't simply failed to wake up from this one? Almost 400 years ago, philosopher René Descartes wrestled with basically the same problem. He imagined that some incredibly powerful deceiver could be manipulating everything he experienced. His body. The ground beneath him. The world around him. Even his memories. If every piece of information entering his mind could be manipulated, then how could he prove anything outside his mind existed? Centuries later, philosophers gave us an even stranger version of the idea. Imagine your brain isn't inside your skull. It's floating in a tank somewhere, connected to an advanced computer. The computer sends your brain exactly the same electrical signals a real body would. You drink coffee. You taste it. Someone hugs you. You feel their warmth. You walk outside. You feel sunlight hitting your face. You remember your childhood. Your first day of school. Your first heartbreak. Your entire life feels completely normal. Except none of it is happening. There is no coffee. There is no sunlight. There may not even be a body. There's only a computer sending signals to a brain. And here's the terrifying part. From inside that experience, how would you ever discover the truth? Any experiment you performed could simply become another signal. You pinch yourself. The computer generates the pinch. You look in a mirror. It generates your reflection. You run a scientific experiment. It generates the result. Every exit leads back into the same room. Now take that idea and combine it with technology. A few decades ago, video game characters were blocks of pixels moving across a screen. Today, we can create enormous virtual worlds, realistic digital humans, artificial voices, and AI systems capable of generating things that never physically existed. Now imagine technology 500 years from today. Or 5,000. If a sufficiently advanced civilization could simulate an entire conscious world, why would it create only one? It could create thousands. Millions. Maybe billions. And every simulated person inside those worlds could wake up every morning completely convinced that their reality was the original one. Which creates a disturbing possibility. If simulated conscious beings ever vastly outnumber beings in the original reality, statistically, being in the real world might not be the obvious assumption. But here's where this gets even stranger. Forget the universe. Forget simulation theory. Think about the person sitting closest to you. You assume they're conscious. You assume they experience happiness, pain, fear, love, and embarrassment the same way you do. But you've never actually experienced their mind. You've only observed their behavior. They laugh, so you assume they feel happiness. They cry, so you assume they feel sadness. But you can never step inside their consciousness and verify that an experience is happening there at all. There's only one consciousness you know from the inside. Yours. So does any of this prove we're living in a simulation? No. Not even close. And that's what makes the question so fascinating. We can't prove that reality is fake. But from inside our own experience, finding an unquestionable window into reality outside that experience is much harder than it seems. And maybe the most important question isn't whether the universe is made of atoms or code. Imagine tomorrow someone proves beyond any doubt that our entire universe is simulated. Your childhood. Your friends. Every relationship you've ever had. Every sunset you've watched. Would those experiences suddenly mean nothing? Would heartbreak stop hurting? Would love stop feeling like love? Probably not. Because whatever reality ultimately is, something is experiencing this moment right now. You are hearing these words. You are thinking about them. Something is happening. And maybe that's the one piece of reality you can't completely escape. So tonight, when you put your phone down and look around the room, ask yourself one question. If you discovered tomorrow that your entire life was a simulation, would you live any differently? And I want to know your answer. Comment just one word. Real or simulation?